Remember, we've just come through COVID. So we've come through a very, very tough time. It will not be fixed in a year. So things are still tough, albeit they are improving. Right? So you ask me about how the economy is doing, I'll tell you things are tough, but they are improving. Now, with respect to the budget, we want to see what the government will do long term to reduce the borrowing and to raise revenue. We can't just keep borrowing. One of the things I want to see happen is that the government to sell off some of the state assets. Some of the big stakes in some of the companies must be sold so that the revenue requirement for next year will drop a bit. Right? And there are some hard decisions we have to take. What I'm looking for is a budget where we take the hard decisions and we tell the Ghanaian public that you can't have everything that you want. That this country is at the moment, after years of mismanagement and COVID, the country is broke. It is broke. And so you've got to get to the point where when you are broke, you sit down with the members of the family and you say, we are in a crisis, so this is what we are going to do.
Speaking on taxation, Mr. Jackson said,
we need to take off some of the consumption taxes to boost growth. Yet at the same time, we need to raise more taxes by taxing the wealthy, taxing the rich. So what I'm hoping will happen is that some of the consumption taxes on fuel, on the voice and data will go off or will be reduced. And they will be replaced by taxes that may be harder to collect, but will be targeted at the rich and wealthy. For example, a property tax, a national property tax.
He also touched on high interest rates.
Well, the two things that you've got to understand. There's only a pot of money to be given out as loans. If the government takes the biggest share, there's very little left for everybody else, because the government is almost riskless. So long as the government keeps borrowing at the rate at which it is borrowing, the private sector will not see enough funds. If you want to see the private sector have more access to funds, please reduce the borrowing of the government.
My final one, maybe this might not be to you, but to the organizers. I have attended programs, seminars like this, conferences like this. When we talk about most of the things that we need to do, government have to do, stakeholders have to take step to do, we end up talking and living and going without any implication. What's your thoughts on we coming on conferences like this, talk and leave, and we see no results in the actual census?
Well, first of all, if we don't talk about it, we can't even start to solve it. So talking about it is a good first step. And the Ghana Economic Forum has a better record at getting government to listen than the other events that I've been involved in. So we are hopeful. You can't force the government to listen. You can't force the economic managers to listen. You can't force the authorities and the regulators to do anything. You can only hope that when a reputable event sends memorandum to them, they will listen to it.